I'd like to call this October 31st, Washington County Planning Agency meeting to order. First order of business is a project under the town of Hebron, town board consideration for adoption of community vision and strategy. Applicant's town of Hebron addresses townwide project community vision and strategy. So that is right here. Not sure if Deb got a chance to take a look at it. I'll look at it real quick.
Yes, she did.
I guess the one comment or review was make sure there's a focus on goals and objectives and implementation. Kind of a guideline on when those goals and objectives would be to be completed. That's all I really saw from there. Anybody else? We don't need to take any motion on this, right? No. Good. We have to. Oh, it's coming for approval. Okay. Good. All right. Do we need just a motion of acceptance?
You didn't find anything to be
Matter of local concern, with the comments, focus on goals, objectives, implementation.
Second.
All right, all in favor, so saying aye. Aye. Carries. All right, thank you.
Yeah, just a pause out.
There we go. Oh, good, you just in time, also. Finish the time here. Let's get settled. Good.
Okay. So the second project is a project under the town of Kingsbury Town Board consideration for amendment to zoning law. The amendment involves zoning law in chapter 280-25 permitted uses for park industrial commercial district. It's also referred to as PIP-75. And you have the zoning regulations as they stand, and in the packet you have the zoning as newly written. And I have a zoning map. Anybody would like to take a look at it. I also shared because it's a little hard to distinguish what zone we're talking about. If anybody would like to look at it.
They're adding.
Yeah. Specifically, that business authorized uses provided in section 280-25D shall be amended to include the following permitted use: 18, recreation, including commercial, private, non-commercial, and public. 19, water recreation and storage, subject to the following conditions. And then you can see the conditions. I could also note or made a note that in the description of the existing regulation, it said that this zone is an area that is appropriate for a wide range of light industrial commercial uses that are not detrimental to existing adjacent residential and agricultural. So when we're thinking about municipal.
The zone on the border.
Yeah, it looks like it's in the ID.
Okay, so just the notice that he's there and be appropriate.
Taking away from, I don't feel like we're taking away from anything. I know they're changing goals to commercial, but This is the area we're talking about right here,
Given the intent of that area.
Right.
makes sense.
right? Okay.
I have a question. And that is 18, as it says, recreation, including commercial, private, not commercial. People would assume when they're reading that they're talking about storage because of what comes after it. Or are they talking about, having recreation on land? I found it really ambiguous.
For the fourth, let's see.
I see, so that's how it's defined. Got it.
Number two, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Second that.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Third project is under other unit you're noticing. The project under the town of Fort Anne Planning Board consideration for approval of the site plan. The project applicant is not the town of Fort Anne. Sorry.
Ellsworth?
Hmm?
Ellsworth.
It's Ellsworth. 10302 New York State Route 149, tax ID 110-1-44. And this is for a research and development in parentheses, a mock-up yard for CDP power project. Proposed project is within 500 feet of New York State Route 149, which is right into us. And the proposed project is within the APA land classification, moderate intensity, where most uses are permitted, relatively concentrated residential development is most appropriate. You take it from the on the APA website. It's not in the Washington County Ag District. The parcel is clear vacant land, and it's for Hewitt Practice Trench 2,000 foot by 3 foot conduit, and the electrician is going to practice pulling cable. This is disturbance on the EAF said 20 acres of a 20.9 acre parcel to be physically disturbed. There's adjacent commercial and there's residential along Tripoli Road, and they also abut they're 500 feet of the county DPW storage yard, but it's not a building or a recreation area. And in terms of stormwater, they are going to use a compost filter sock. Those were my notes for that project. I think that neighbors have had trouble noise at one point or another because there's a practice sheriff's firing range on the property behind there.
Go ahead, Tim.
The noise issue. Right across the road from it, there's an individual that has been complaining about this and all kinds of stuff. And probably because of the noise rates, he gets upset with it's too noisy when his neighbors use a chainsaw to cut their trees down. The rumble strips, that's my fault because the rumble strips are put in a new highway to which 149, those bothering. So the project had been, we put pressure on it to our planning board to slow down, but he had already cleared from whole 149 area where they were going to do this. And it's because of that issue of it being cleared and the land use changing that even went to the planning board to begin with. Ellsworth had a history of it. However, based on the fact that the only neighbor that has complained about the place there at all is this one individual, and there's a restaurant next to it, and then there's other homes behind it. Where we've had the most complaints is on the sheriff's range, the firing. Okay, and he's one of the ones that's been a major complaint of that, and that's down the road quite a ways from him. So this is something that, falls within the standards of moving the project along, that whole project. They need a place to train. A lot of the prep work has already been done on it. If you drive through, and I think anybody that comes up before you can see they put a road out through there to start with. And I think that they believe they had everything that was told them that they were all set to go with this project. I think prior to them doing it, they thought they were okay. And it didn't turn out that way. So this is where we had our edits.
What has the property been used for previously, Sam?
What happened?
What has the property been used for previously?
What it currently is the front part of the gravel pit,
Okay,
okay? Which APA plays a role in this, but obviously the DVC is the one that does the permits for the mining, both to do the gravel stuff. So that's what it had been used for. There's a section here, Chairman, between the pit and 149 that the individual himself that owns the property, Ellsworth,
Yep.
decided to clear off. And so we cleared all of that off and then did the additional work to start to there. It's like I don't think it's blacktop, but it's like maybe a heavy blacktop. Jim would probably know.
I think it's probably millions.
Millions is everything it is. That they put a road through there, and you know, every day I get a call from the guy about they were doing something over there. He had no permit, and he was right. They should have had a permit to do it. Check the how he was operating. But now we're at the point where they've come complaining for it. And, you know, from a town's perspective, we think we should do too, because it's very advantageous for the whole 7 towns that are involved, if you will, in the project.
So will I be correct in stating that this is actually temporary use, because the point of this is to get Hewitt electricians to practice? The lifetime of actually digging this trench and installing the power line is, or, you know, it's not forever, correct?
I had the same
Do you know
question.
that?
They don't indicate, doesn't seem to indicate that, or like how frequently they'll be using this area.
Yeah, but it would be, I'm sure it's gonna be temporary, because once the.
Power line
once
is
it's
in.
there, they're not gonna be there, they're gonna go sticks and go out.
The only thing I can imagine is they may have more than one electrician training. It's not gonna be one, strictly one. They probably have 8 or 10
Several,
of
you
them.
got it.
Okay, so what's gonna happen when they leave? How much disturbance is happening on this property?
At least 90%, 20 out of 2029.
right.
And the building, the larger site, it's,
Okay.
I catch it, but here's where it grew in I grew in the entryway and it comes off of another Ellsworth, there's an abutting. Ellsworth.
He's got a gravel pit just less there. He probably would turn it into a gravel pit.
I think there's a good point there. How long are they gonna utilize the property for this use?
My guess would be this, yes, they would utilize it until they got the people trained who were going to do that section, at least that portion of it. They have to check further down. I think you would train it further down and move further south.
Okay, what's the full scope of the timeframe on the project?
They anticipate having it done in 26 from north to south all the way down.
I guess I would just say to the town, given the property owners seemingly not seeking permits or just talking to the town. If we're anticipating he may expand a gravel pit after this use is done, I would just make sure the town is aware of what's going on there.
Yeah, well, we've been under that assumption, but until he actually does it, because we don't permit that, that's done through DEC.
Absolutely, but
So we
it
can
sounds
put
like he's
pressure on-
doing,
Yeah.
the property owner's been doing a lot of work without it.
But without actually going in there, they already be doing that now, so.
Right.
Yeah,
Just something to be aware of.
yeah, it's the nature of the beast we're dealing with.
So ultimately a matter of local concern, but comment, include. They should review what the end use will be after the implementation of training.
And perhaps request not a full decommissioning plan, but some sort of.
Right, yeah.
Return to former use or,
But they're gonna expand it, I think they have park, right? Yes, so they have to go through. You have to go through that with the
Right.
APA. That kind of limits what we can do anyways.
Right.
I mean, because they're gonna have the final. And the rumor on it is that ideal dairy or Walker's one of the two farms that have, in the process, they want to rent, study, want to rent the part up front and utilize that for a cornfield.
Okay, that's it.
Which will make this neighbor real happy to smell that manure.
It's only twice a year, Sam.
Yeah,
That's what's wait.
but it lasts forever.
Yeah. So Metal will discern comments for, use post, training.
And then just, since it is a, temporary use, board may wanna ask what the anticipated timeframe for the use is.
All favors, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries. What is this?
I did not hand out notices for three of them because we had seen them before, but I have them if you can look at them. The one that is at the top is a new one. It's a notice for a project P 2023-0190, and it's just that the application has been received. It's for a 2-lot subdivision in a location of Taylor Woods, near Taylor Woods Road in the town of Fort Anne, in an area designated low intensity. The second one we saw in August, and the application is now completed, and this has to do with replacement and expansion of an existing post-supported docking wetland with a covered shaped dock also located within wetland. The docks are 8 foot by 48, 4 foot by 36, and 4 foot by 11. Project number is P 2023-01. And that's in the town of Fort Anne, near Echo Bay Lane, in an area considered moderate. The next one is a major project public notice, P 2021-0264A. We looked at that in last month. This is an amended permit, and this is a 540 acres for subdivision. Yeah, but I just asked if you could refer to the notice before we came, just to familiarize yourself with it. And then major, because it's extensive, the description. And then the last one is a major project notice, P 2021-0129, and we looked at that in our last meeting, and the application determined the town of Fort Anne, Washington County, Miller Way, in an area designated for rural use. Construction of the 4 single-family dwellings and accessory structures on the site of a former Boy Scout camp with approximately 5-acre portion of the project site for existing camp buildings and infrastructure to be removed, and the construction of 2 docks and 1 boathouse on the Posset Pond. I was under the impression it was at the Boy Scout camp. I can't pronounce it.
Walk about it.
Yeah,
No,
but it's not. It's a different one.
Across it like the Boy Scout camp,
Which
which was owned by the New Jersey Council of Boy Scouts. Difference between the two, between Walker Family and New Jersey.
Nice.
That went to bid, yeah, big bucks for it.
there must have been some nice interaction between the two camps.
It was one time, yeah.
That's it. Last time. So I just received a notice, a town of Kingsbury sent us a notice for a construction of a 5 megawatt AC solar array on a 61-acre parcel. Fixed to steel racking that will be driven or screwed on existing grade, and the solar array will be secured by an ag-style perimeter fence with a locking swing gate. Project is located in a zone that prohibits solar, requires a use variance, and this is a positive declaration that they're going to look at the entire
Anything comes to the board? That being said, we adjourn. Thank you.